Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today, as always, bringing you guys the last Naruto, the movie-related news. Now, the thing here, listen, before I get started, obviously I've done a lot of videos on said topic, but temporarily so I am the milkman. It is my job to make sure that you guys and gals are getting a proper amount of milk in your body, to make sure that your bones are still strong and durable. And if you don't know, now you know. It's what I do, all right? It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, all right? Okay. So the thing here is this. Go in the box below, and you're going to see two links. The first thing is going to be on animenewsnetwork.com, and the second one is going to be on Saiyan Island. Now, the thing here is that today was the release of the new full trailer. So the thing here is this. This video, I'm going to give my thoughts on the trailer, and that's it. From what I saw and what we learned from the actual subtitles, and so on and so forth. So, number one, the animation overall is pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie to you. The moon looks serene and majestic, and at the same time, it's ironic in that sense, because it is crashing down upon the planet, Zelda Majora's Mask style. And then, you have the animation for the fights themselves. Like, we get to see a few scenes of combat going on here. Like, we have Naruto, there's like a small meteorite that's falling down upon Konoha. Naruto Rasengan's that shit to oblivion. Then you have another scene where you have Sasuke staring on. You have Shikamaru diving into a lake. We get like a flash of Hanabi and she gets attacked. Then you have Hinata and the way she looks in the background, which also was pretty good as well. Like, there's one scene where you have Naruto staring at Hinata, and you notice how the buildings around them, they're not Konoha-style building. So obviously, they do venture elsewhere. And one of the main premises here of this movie is the fact that it's a romantic movie. It's like love, and you know, the love between Naruto and Hinata. And I'll get to that real soon in more detail. But the point here is that the animation overall is pretty good animation. When it comes to what I actually saw from like a character and story standpoint, I mean, again, the moon coming down is obvious, but there are some discrepancies that I think are odd. Number one, you look at the villain, in this case, Toneri Otsuki, and he has pupils. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. I thought that he had the Byakugan. Like, the way they drew that shit before, it was as if he had the Byakugan. But now it looks like no. No. Like, there is no Byakugan. He has regular eyes. And I'm like, weird. Alright, so I'm thinking maybe he can do the same thing that, like, the Uchiha clan. When they activate their Sharingans, their eyes go from normal to, like, Sharingan. So I would assume in this case, he can do the same thing, but only with the Byakugan. That's my assumption. It's not confirmed, but again, when you see his eyes, initially in the trailer, they don't match what was supposed to be the initial look of Toneri. So that is something that I find odd. And then we don't get to see the characters. So we get to see like Kakashi as the 6th Hokage. We get to see Shikamaru. We get to see Sakura. We get to see Sai. I mean, apparently, when it comes to who's going to wind up saving Hanabi, because, you know, on Saiyan Island, I'm going to do a separate video on it. There was actually another article depicting in greater detail the story. And capturing Hanabi was a mistake on Toneri's part. But the thing here is that they wind up going to save her. And the group that goes to save her, we already know this, are Shikamaru, Sakura, Naruto, Hinata, and Sai. And I'm like, Sai? Like, what the fuck you doing, dog? Like, Sai? Get him out of the way. Get him out of the way, man. So, the thing is that to me is odd in of itself, but we don't get to see certain characters. Like, for example, we don't get to see Tsunade. Because now that she's no longer their Hokage, like, what is she doing? We're going to find out maybe. We don't get to see Killer Bee or Noki. We get to see Garth like a split second. We don't get to see Mai and what the other villages are doing. So, the point here is that this is like the first full trailer. Odds are, as we reach the release date of the film in theaters, we're going to have more extensive trailers depicting more of the story. But at this point in time, we only know so much. Though we do know actually quite a bit. Now, when it comes to what was actually said in the context of the subtitles, something very important that Toneri says. He says, my clan has waited 1,000 years for this, or something along those lines. He's implying that the whole thing with Kaguya, or at least the whole thing with Hagoromo, went down 1,000 years ago. So at least we have some context of time as to how long ago Hagoromo and Kaguya were around. It compared to the current timeline of the story, 1,000 years. And so that does clarify that whole thing right there. And how he is going to punish the humanity, for using chakra as a weapon. So it looks like within the context of the film itself, he is actually the reason why the moon's coming down. Otherwise, how is he going to punish them, per se? So that's his punishment. Though we don't know why he wants Hinata. Because, again, according to the, at least as far as you know so far, one of the story premises is that he initially tried to capture Hinata. He failed, and he captured Hanabi instead. So it's fascinating from that regard, from that standpoint. And then you have like one dialogue scene with Naruto and how Naruto, like the way the context goes with Naruto and what he's saying. And I think he's saying it either in general or to Hinata. Almost as if like he's loved Hinata for a long time. And he wants to finally tell her that he loves her. But it's weird. Because, like, from the context of the series itself, not the case. In fact, seemingly so, he loves Sakura more than anything else in the world, aside from fucking Sasuke. And of course, being Hokage as well. That dream of his. And at the same time, it's Hinata who had the love for Naruto. So, the way the movie portrays it portrays it as if, like, Naruto had, like, a deep-seated love for Hinata, which is weird. But, again, we're going to find out more. And that's going to be clarified later on, obviously. And how Naruto, he now truly knows what he has to protect. Like, something like that. Then there's some dialogue from Shikamaru about him protecting the king, something like that. And then finally, there is Sasuke's, which I want to talk about real quick. Where we do, if you actually dive deeper into it, Sasuke says, and I quote, or something along those lines, because I'm paraphrasing, if he's not around, then I must be the one to protect. Something like that. So I'm sitting here like, okay, so that probably means that Naruto, he leaves to go and find Hanabi along with his group. Again, Hinata, Sakura, and so on and so forth. And this leaves the village defenseless, even though you have Kakashi as a Hokage, but then again, Kakashi ain't really up to snuff when it comes to raining down meteorites, just saying. So you bring in the second strongest, or at least one of the most strongest dudes on the planet, you bring in Sasuke Uchiha. And he's going to wind up defending Konoha against these falling meteorites. And that's the way. So if we're going to actually incorporate all the villages, the way to do so would be to have each village have like 5 minutes of what's going on there when it comes to these falling meteorites from the moon. Something like that. That's where I can see them doing for the movie. And at the same time, it does show that Sasuke, he's acting out his version of the Hokage from the shadows, protecting, but still delivering his dark justice. But there's no point in protecting anybody if the freaking moon is crashing down upon the planet. So that's it, I'm done. King Lightning, and I will see you guys later. So, click here. If you didn't see, there's also another video that I just did today about the plot that was revealed on Saint Island, like the story and the greater detail of the story that they had on the article on Saint Island. So click that too. So I'll see you guys later. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. These are my thoughts on the trailer. What are your thoughts? Have a nice damn day.